Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so we've reached the end of topic 11, and now we're in review mode. Mom and Dad can look at these pages, but you guys don't have to. If you go through the video with me and practice your skills out loud, that's enough. Unless Mom and Dad want to hear you do it on your own and make sure you can repeat it, that's fine. Okay, so I'm going to upload into this a couple little different activities and different things that they can try instead of or along with the math book today. Okay, so the math book today, these would be the pages you might take home as homework. The other pages aren't a great review. Those are the let's practice our adding and subtracting skills and all of those. They're a little tricky. So you know what? Let's just do these together and then we'll move on and see if you can try to do some of the other activities that I found for you to try out today that might be good review. Okay, if they're not great, then you do what you got to do. Okay, don't worry about it if it's not great. All right, so you're going to notice this one does not have all my wonderful tools. It's not an interactive set of pages, which is another reason I don't really love you guys doing it at home, because you can't interact with the page and it's not the same. So we're going to just practice some of these things and do the best we can with what we have. I can kind of highlight. Oh, well, maybe not. Okay, so let's read that top row. Don't worry about all that highlighting on the bottom. I don't know why that's there. All right, let's read this top row. Let's see if I can do it. I can't. Oh, no. Oh, I highlighted everything. Okay, here we go. Let's read that top row. Follow my mouse. 1, 2, 3. You go. 10. All right. So now let's skip the middle row. Let's read the bottom row. Let's read that bottom row, okay? What does that bottom row start with? Say that bottom number out loud. Bottom row, first number. What is it? 21. Let's continue. 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. I hope that's what you guys said. Okay, so now I can't really use my tools because they really don't work up and down. So I want you to look at a column, an up and down column. Let's look at this first one here, okay? We have a 1 on the top and we have 2 numbers underneath it. What are the 2 numbers underneath it? We have a 1. What's underneath the 1? Well, we don't call that number 1, 1. What do we call that number? We call that number 11. Can you repeat that if you didn't already? And what number is underneath 11? 21 is underneath 11. So we have 1, 11, 21. So looking at just those 3 numbers, okay? Just those 3. What's the same in all of those boxes? What's the same in all those boxes? There's a 1 in the ones place. So the ones place is the same when we go up and down. Okay, so Mom and Dad, if you look down here, you're going to see it's got all kinds of other things down here. It's not exactly them friendly. So I'm changing my directions to make this discussion a little bit more based on the skills that we really hope they're beginning to get a hold of this topic. So if you see that, Mom and Dad, that's one of those things that you're not going to always know, but sometimes we change things on the fly. We change things based on what we know they need to pay a little bit more attention to. All right, so you guys, back to my darling boys and girls. Let's look at the number 4. Now look at the numbers underneath it. Say those numbers out loud. Under the 4 is a 14. Under the 14 is a 24. Good. So Mom and Dad, you can ask them to try to repeat the same basic thing for a couple other columns. So what's the same in this column? What's the same? 1 and 2. 1 and 2 aren't the same, so it can't be those. Oh, there's a 4, and a 4. That's the same in that column. Where is that 4? What's the spot we put it in? The place we put it in? It's in the ones place. Good. Okay. So now let's look at a row across. What's the same here? Huh. The numbers in the ones place are all changing, so it can't be that. But I do see something that's the same. What is that something that's the same? I see a 1 in all of those numbers, but it's not in the same spot. Where is it? That 1 is in the tens place. It's in the first spot. It's like our bundles we would use if we were doing our days of school. Okay, let's move on to number 2 in the apple. This is here just to give you an idea, a nice little hundreds chart to help you with your counting. Now, what's the easiest way to count these purple cube trains? It's the easiest way. I don't think it's very easy to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't think that's an easy way to count. I think there's an easier way. Here we go. This is a row of 10. We can count by tens and add on the ones at the end. So let's watch my cursor. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 81, 82, 83. Which number should I circle? The top, the middle, or the bottom for 83? The middle. The 8 and the 3 says 83. 83. Great. Let's take a look at the next page. All right. So, the first, number 3, over here, this is just a review, okay? It reminds us that if we're starting at our yellow number and counting up until we reach our red number, our start and our end, what are the numbers we would say if we were counting out loud? Color, highlight those in. Now, I'm not going to be able to do a great job with that because this isn't the normal tool. I'm just kind of highlighting things. So if we start at our yellow number here, what number is that? What number is our yellow number? 69. Okay, what comes after 69? I'll look next to it, and what do you say? 69, 70. I have too much highlighted, but after 70, where do you go? Oh, goody, it's a little hint for you, and I didn't mean to do that. So we go down to 80, 70, 80. No, we go down to the beginning of the next row. So it's 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79. Ooh, I was able to do it. Great. Okay, so those are the numbers we would count on our way from 69 up to 80. It's really all we would be doing right now is just practicing that counting, starting in the middle, stopping at a set point, and not just continuing going on and on and on. The main skill is knowing that after we hit 70, we go to the beginning of the next row. We don't go down one if we're counting. So, here's a good sample. What numbers are missing? There's a real nice hint somewhere for you. So, let's see. When I see there's nothing next to it, where's the number? Okay, so I could go over here and start with, sorry about that, 29, 30. Count all 3 of the missing numbers. 31, 32, 33. Now let's look at them down here. 31, 32, 33. There they are. Those are the numbers that match in the boxes. Now we have to figure out what numbers go in this column missing. I just keep highlighting and pulling on my mouse and making everything blue. I apologize. This is not ideal for all of us. Okay, so we do need to figure out what numbers go in these 3 boxes, these 3 blanks. Okay? So I want you to take a minute there. There's a couple of ways you could figure that out. I'm going to let you just take a moment and try to see what you can do there. So there's a couple of ways you could try to figure that out. You could look and say 75, what comes next? 77 would be after. Let's figure that out. What? 74, 75, 76, 77, 78. Yeah, that makes sense. And also you could go up and down and say 56, 66, 76, 86, 96, because we know that ones place number stays the same. So which group should I circle? The top group, the middle group, or the bottom group? Which group matches my blanks? The bottom row, right? 76, 86, 96. Those are my right answers. So, sure, Mom and Dad can open up these pages and you can try the exact same questions again, but we've already done them once. I don't know that you have to do that. That's really between you and Mom and Dad and whoever is helping you with your work. Take a look in the tab and see what else I shared in that you can use and work with, and see if those things are better for you. Okay, you can work on whichever of them you want. I'm labeling it as material, so there's really nothing for you to turn in. It's all for you to practice. Okay, I just want you guys to practice and feel comfortable to take the math assessment on Monday. Okay, tomorrow you can just do some more review or some iReady. I think iReady Fridays are going to become a thing. And keep up the good work, guys. Bye.